Hey guys, it's XWTNX here, back with another video. Today, we're going to be doing something crazy. We're going to be ranking all the Sith and Jedi of lore. Okay, not all of them, not even near all of them, but just some of the cool ones. This is one I found on Tier Maker. If you want to check it out, I'll probably have the link to it in the description. So, I pride myself on my knowledge I have on these different characters, and so I feel like I can confidently rank them, not just on power, but based on how cool they are, because I know that's what actually matters, you know? And so, um, I was gonna originally do a book ranking of the Star Wars books, but I was having a lot of troubles getting them into the ranking. I didn't make this ranking list thing here; somebody else did, but I really tried, guys, and that's gonna be what comes next. It's just gonna take me a lot longer, and I really wanted to get something out and something I was passionate about out, you know. And so I'm very passionate about this. You're about to find out. So to start the list, we have legitimately so many characters we could start with. We could like read like a book, but I think we're gonna start off with just the Anakins and the Vaders. We're gonna get them out of the way. I see three of them. Number one is just normal Anakin. Okay, his appearance in the Clone Wars and the way that he commanded the 501st Army was just phenomenal. Honestly, it was something of legend, something that is worthy of being up there with the other members on this list, strictly because of how impressive he did it and how well he got to know his clones and how well he became a general. And so I value this version of Anakin, I would say, the most out of any of them. And I think his plot line and the way that he carries his story is just very impressive, to say the least. And so I'm going to give him A tier. I think he solidly is not the coolest person on this list. And as it's episode 3 Anakin, we're going to see us fall into Lord Vader, which is who we're going to talk about next. But more importantly, the romance between him and Padme was slightly botched. I definitely think I like it more than a lot of people. A lot of people hate it. I'm okay with it. I think it was fine. But I think they could have definitely done it a little. I did done more of it, you know. But without that, I definitely consider his relationship with his master and his Padawan phenomenal, and I give him an A. Next, Lord Vader. I'm just gonna jump right into it and put him at B. I think he holds a lot of the fundamentals that I liked about Anakin, but it's just slightly lower because of how reckless he's become. He's kind of fallen off, and I get that he's being corrupted by Sidious, but that does only do so much. And I respect the hustle of like going out and killing a bunch of people, but like nah, like it's not my thing, you know. And so I'm gonna put him at B. Darth Vader. Oh my god. In comics, in Legends, Darth Vader is awesome. Like we sufficiently need more content using comic Vader because of the amount of stuff he goes through. There are comics where it just really dives into how his suit makes him survive and how it tortures him and how he's constantly being reminded of Padme and how he sees his mother and how it's just there is nothing in his life that brings him joy besides the death of Jedi, and I think that is phenomenal. We dive into certain off-brand plots where he starts to meet and interact with other characters that are phenomenal. Like one character that's not on this list, Dr. Aphra. She is a really interesting character, and she does a great job diving in and kind of building Vader as a character. And if they bring more legends into canon, I feel like it could only benefit him as a character. They just have to really get onto it and more importantly do it right. Let's dive on to our next little character here. We're just gonna jump to your boy Darth Krayt. Dude, Darth Krayt is sick. Like he's just cool. Like how can I even say anything besides he's sick? Like to put into context, he survived the Jedi Purge. He was a Jedi back during the Clone Wars, and when all that happened, and he not only survived Order 66, but he joined the Tuskens, or like his father was a Tusken, and I just think that's so cool. We've yet to have like a true Tusken Jedi. Like after seeing Book of Boba Fett and diving more into how people can join the Tuskens, not many people, but people nonetheless, considering Boba Fett joined the Tuskens, it's cool to see that a Force user was able to do it, and that a Force user not only used that power, but was just phenomenal. And he became a Sith. He kind of tried to dive in and destroy the Galactic Republic But that's just how it has to be sometimes. You can never go too wrong with your boy Darth Krayt. I think strictly just for the fact that he's a very unique character. He's even worked with Skywalker, and I think that's sick. Just to wrap up my point, I think he's a cool character. Not the coolest. I'm gonna go with B. I think I'm gonna go with B tier. Definitely a character you should do research about, but not terribly important. Next up, we got Old Ben. I love Kenobi. Favorite Jedi. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Favorite Jedi. Old Ben is just a little bit too cuckoo for me. I love Old Ben. I love my boy. They didn't really know what they were gonna have when they made the first movie and introduced Old Ben, and so they set him up a little bit differently than I wish he would have been coming from Clone Wars, because he acts a little bit different. He acts a little bit cuckoo, which I get. I get. After seeing the Kenobi show, you really get a grasp on how much he's gone through, and it kind of slaps it into reality a little bit, And so you guys you've seen Old Ben, you know who he is. I think I'm gonna give him I think out of all the Kenobis, he's my least favorite, and I think Darth Krayt is more of an interesting character, so I'm gonna give him C tier. I'm sorry for anybody offended. I love him. I still love him as a character, and in canon Star Wars, he's definitely one of my favorites. Normal Kenobi, General Kenobi is probably my favorite Jedi ever. Like Master Kenobi, bro, can't go wrong with Master Kenobi. Next up, we got Jacen Solo, the one and only, or actually he has a twin. One of two kids of Princess Leia and Han Solo. This kid's cool. I don't hate him, but I do hate him because he killed Mara Jade, and I got beef with that. For those of you who don't know who Mara Jade is the non-canon wife of Luke Skywalker, and Jacen Solo's here aunt and uncle. And so I think that Jacen, he grew up with Luke. Luke trained him to be a Jedi with his brother, who funnily enough was named Anakin. And Jacen just fell off, man. Like, he went out of his way to he's what Kylo Ren tried to be, honestly. He really tried to be Kylo Ren. And that's where they probably based a lot of Kylo Ren's plot off of, was Jacen. It just didn't hit very right. I definitely think I like his character the least out of everybody. First D tier. I think he's a cool character-ish, but I just don't like him, I got beef with him. Next up, dude. Guys. We're talking about the real Emperor right now. Okay. Where do I even start? He is. I'm gonna put him in S tier just gotta put him in S tier. If there is anything you need to do research about in this entire video, it is him. Darth Vitiate or Vitiate. He's got a hard name to pronounce. Vitiate, Vitalia, something like that. It's a tough one to pronounce, and I always get it wrong. But correct me in the comments. He's so powerful. He's just so strong, so cool, and he has so many beautiful cinematics because he's in a lot of the games, and more importantly, he's in some of the books. If you've got the time, I would recommend reading the Revan series. It's 4 books, nothing crazy. Oh my god, are they so good. And to get a lot of this guy, you only need to read the first one, because it builds up and talks about how Sith named Darth Scourge and Revan, which is a character we'll talk about later, rise up and kind of team up in order to take down this guy, and they fail. And I feel really badly because Darth Vitiate, I'm just going to call him the Sith Emperor. The Sith Emperor messes them up. He is so powerful, and anytime he's ever on screen, he's just the most menacing character ever. I love him with all of my heart. Next up, we got Count Dooku. Lord Tyrannus. Ooh, he's a good character. I really like him. I think for a fallen Jedi before Anakin, he was the perfect pick. I think they did a great job setting him up, and as Qui-Gon's master and as Yoda's apprentice, they really just laid out the cards for him to be a great character, and he pulled it off. The actor, too, he killed it. Like, you can't go wrong with Count Dooku. I definitely think he gets an A tier. B tier. I definitely think that he was a little unwise to trust Palpatine as much as he did. And so I definitely think And I also think there are other cooler characters on this list. He's still a great character, though. Love Count Dooku. Maul. Oh my gosh. What is there not to say about Maul? He is one of the coolest comeback to life stories. Much better than the Emperor's comeback to life story. The Emperor's comeback to life story sucked. We don't talk about that, okay? But Maul, great character. When he comes back throughout the Clone Wars and is revived basically through his just like legs, like it's just sick. He's just cool. And the fact that he has so much power and like his kind of like brother Savage, they're just a great combo. And I think that Maul's hatred for Kenobi keeping him alive is a great plot point, along with the final duel he has on Tatooine with Kenobi and Rebels. One of the most beautiful scenes in all of Star Wars. And if you haven't seen Rebels, you literally have to watch it. Like, you just have to watch it. Oh, he's a great... I think he's right up there with Dooku. Great character. Great character. I love him. Next up, we got Plagueis. I mean, he's just cool. Like, I made that face just because, like, yeah, it's just what you gotta do. But great character. I like him. He's Palpatine's master. That's this guy right here. So whenever you hear about, oh, Plagueis, he so worried about death, they ended up like the whole the story the Jedi don't really tell you. That's all about this guy right here. He's a great guy, kind of stupid, I think he's down here in C. Definitely like a little underwhelming as just a dude. I like Plagueis, but the other Sith that we're about to talk about are, because we got 3 heaters lined up. Next up, we got Revan. Yo, dude, we got Revan. I think he's the coolest character in all of Star Wars. I hate to say it, and I know that's so basic because everybody says it, but he is just a amazing character. Like, I literally love Revan as a character. He is phenomenal. His whole arc, for those of you who don't know, gotta read the book. Revan series, the one I was telling you about, read it. Revan is this amazing Jedi. He just like casually becomes, he has like the mask he wears is just the mask of Mandalore. It's just for kicks, you know. Just go kill Mandalore and just peep the mask. Just cause why not, you know? He like almost single-handedly killed all of the Mandalorians. Just put him out of the war, you know. Then when he was about to kill the Sith, he went to go peep a little Sith planet with his apprentice Malak. And they were just like, you know, let's just become Sith. And by that, I mean, they were kind of corrupted into becoming Sith. But they were Sith for a little bit. And you know what they did? They almost turned the tide against the Jedi. They almost killed them. They almost just won. They just destroyed the Jedi. It was phenomenal. Then, guess what my boy Revan does? Oh, I want to be a Jedi again. So he becomes the Jedi again. And then goes and kills the Sith. He tries to go fight the Sith Emperor. And he loses. But he doesn't really lose, because if you gotta read the book, it's very informative. I can't spoil it for you, because if I spoil it for you, then you're not gonna want to read the book. He loses, but he doesn't lose. Like, you gotta read it. Great character, phenomenal character, and his wife, Bastila Shan, just amazing as well. And I might as well jump ahead to Satele Shan. I think it's Satele, Satine, something along those lines. Satele Shan. Great character too. She's just extremely powerful. She's the youngest, like, Jedi master. She just leads the Grand Republic in honor of like her ancestors. That being Revan, the one who just like went on and faced against the Emperor. Great character. She's got amazing cinematics. If you want to watch Star Wars clips, Google Satine. I should probably get this one figured out. I should probably get this one figured out. Satele, that's what it was. Satele Shan. Great character. Yeah, great character. Love her character. Actually, she's a little higher. She's definitely an A. Okay. Let's just head on it. Traya. Dude, how can you trip about Traya? She is literally like the leader of the Triumvirate. And I'm sad they don't have Sion on this image, but they have Nihilus as well. Traya, Sion, and Nihilus, I'll just do them together because they are together for most all of it. They're the games. You ever wanted to play KOTOR? There they are. And I don't want to spoil too much about their characters because you got it. Like, their lore is amazing, but Just imagine consumer of world. I feel like that title really kind of settles what how much power they have in the consumer of worlds. They're the triumvirate, so I'm gonna rock them together. They are both, I would say, they're both S tier. Like I love them as characters. They're just phenomenal characters. Next up, we got bro, Darth Wylock. Darth Wylock. He is the apprentice of your boy Darth Krayt up here. He's okay. Mediocre character. I think there's three of them because it's just the name Darth Wylock is a hereditary thing, so it passes on down to whoever the apprentice is, and overall he's just there. Like he doesn't do anything notable that as I remember from any of the comics or books. I mean, of course he exists, but I don't know. Next up, we got Mara Jade. Dude, I love this character so much. She slays. Bro, chill. Okay, my light is acting up. Okay, but Bastila Shan, dude, not Bastila Shan, sorry, that's Revan. I'm talking Mara Jade. Mara Jade Skywalker, she starts off as Darkseid, funnily enough. I think her plot is very, very fun. She has a very Revan-like plot, but she ends up marrying Luke, and I think that their romantic plot point is done better than anything that Lucasfilms has done so far when it comes to romance. And so I give them so many props for that, and so I'm going to rank her up right up here with Satele, because she's a great character. She's just a phenomenal. She's not as interesting as the other two characters. Okay, bro, my light is annoying right now. Okay, we're good. She's not as interesting as these last two characters we did, but she's cool enough that I'm going to give her this tier. Yeah. Next, we got Kyle Katarn. What is there to say about Kyle Katarn? He's a cool character. Like, he's... Okay, I'm really getting fed up with these lights right now. There we go. Like, what can you really say about Kyle Katarn? I'm gonna cut. One sec. Okay. Yeah, what can you really say about Kyle Katarn besides he's just there, you know? Like, I love my boy Kyle, but, like, he just posts up, and his whole thing is he's a rebel Jedi, and so he's more of a rebel than a Jedi, and I think that's a great character point. He's got the on him at all times. He's kind of like Ezra, very similar to Ezra. I would compare him to Ezra. He's like a canon cool version. Mediocre character. Not my favorite, not my least favorite. Actually, you know, looking at this list, definitely Old Ben gets to move up. Yeah, there you go. All you Old Ben enthusiasts. There you go. Mace Windu, bro. I love this guy. He is sick. He's cool. Definitely, he was kind of mean to Anakin throughout the Clone Wars, and he's kind of just mean overall. So I got a little bit of beef with him. But the purple lightsaber, come on, I got beef with the purple lightsaber. Overall, Samuel L. Jackson killed it with that role, and I think that Mace Windu as a character is still really cool, but they just didn't dive into him enough as a character for me to truly value him. But I think he's definitely on par with Dooku. Like I would say they're both very interesting. Next up, we got Sidious. Y'all know Sidious. I know Sidious. Everybody knows. If you've watched a movie, you know Sidious. People overhyped him. You know, like I love him. I love my boy Sidious, but he's just kind of bad. Like, he's a bad guy. And he does some bad things. I'm not the biggest fan of the stuff he does because he's manipulative. He's a bad person. But I can't lower him because of my opinion on him in that, right? That's what his character's meant to do. I definitely think that as a character, he gets a B tier. I think he's as cool as Mace Windu. There's other Sith that are just so much cooler. Prime example, literally beat any of the ones up top. I like how all the top are Sith right now. That's funny. Next up, we got Darth Bane. He got a fun appearance in Clone Wars for like 4 seconds, which was cool. That was quirky. And I think that they did a good job portraying him. I think he looks really cool in the Clone Wars. But him as a character, he's also really cool. He was the only surviving brother of when the brothers were destroyed back 4000 BBY. Sick. Created the rule of 2. I feel like that honestly earns him a point right above him. Darth Bane, cool character. Definitely do some research into him. Next up, we got your boy Malgus. Malgus is a monster. He's ripped. He is powerful, and he is sick. Like, he's just cool. Like, let's pull up I'm gonna pull up a pic. Bro, Malgus. Dude, my boy is jacked. And he's cool. He's just cool. Look at that. You cannot tell me that my boy is just not sick. Like, this is what Sith need to look like nowadays. Like, this is giving me Starkiller vibes. And like Malik vibes. Oh, if you're interested, this is what Revan's Padawan looks like. So I'm giving, like, you know, give me similar vibes. Definitely think he's also part of the game. Play the game. Play KOTOR. Definitely, like, he's just close my eyes and boom. Yeah, he's definitely A tier. A tier character. I love him. Love him as a character. Yoda. I like Yoda. But he's just not as cool as a lot of the other characters. I'm putting him right there with Sidious, because I really hate to be that guy. But a lot of the fans can do a lot better content than a lot of Lucasfilm. And I know that's just because they got time to brew, they got time to cook, and they got time to do some crazy ideas that wouldn't have worked in the story. Like, Nihilus would not have worked in the story. That's this guy right here. Would not have worked in the story, but he's sick, you know? So I give him props. I definitely give Yoda props for being one of the cooler characters of the show. Just doesn't hold a candle to Vader, honestly. Last but not least, Luke. I love Luke. Read the comics. Phenomenal character. He is a just amazing character. I think he's definitely earned S tier. And I mean, it's really hard to not put him S tier. Especially like, bro, Luke when he's in that full black fit, like fighting Palpatine and Vader, dude, he is so clean. Like, he is clean with it. I love his character, and I love everything about it. So yeah, that's my ranking list of these legend characters. Make sure to hit that like. I will definitely make a book one soon. I gotta get that figured out. But I hope you all enjoy, and I hope you like my rankings of these characters. Check out any of the ones. If you have any questions, write the comment section. I go through all those all the time, and make sure to tell me what you think. Have a good one.